This is part two today of a couple things wrong with the modern world. My first video was about rough sex and men choking women during sex and porn and how we need to understand what women want sexually and understand what sacred sexuality is. But that's one thing. The other thing is I wanted to talk about infrastructure. And a lot of ignorant men will babble away on here about, men built the world and what would we do without their infrastructure. And what I wanted to discuss in this video is a lot of it shouldn't have been done, like frankly. I went out this morning. I'm like outside of Philadelphia in a suburb, and it's a road which I grew up like a highway, which is going west from Philadelphia. And I grew up in the area, so it used to be like beautiful farmlands, rolling hills, gorgeous out, Baltimore Pike, Route 1 out towards, Cheney and Chad's Ford. Used to be gorgeous. Now it's so ugly. Like what they've done, like kind of with the Granite Run Mall, hideous. Hideous chain stores, just the way everything looks. The way the buildings they put in there, the space between the buildings, the lack of landscaping, hideous. And just a bunch of junk. Like nobody needs that junk. So yeah, men, planned it, designed it, built it, probably predominantly men, because it just looks so bad. And this just continues all the way out for miles. What used to be beautiful is ugly building. And why is every building ugly? Why is it poorly designed? And again, it would be better if those things weren't done. Like there's a new train station out there, the Wawa train station. It looks so ugly. Like if you're going to design something and build something and desecrate the land, at least make it look good. So this is like we don't have any sense, and people just do any old job, any old way to make their money. And a lot of it, you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. And that just goes for so many things which men do. Like kind of buying big boats and sailing around. Like, just don't do it. A dog fighting, cockfighting, horse racing, gambling. Just don't do it. Like the world's better off without you doing that, right? Porn, sex trafficking, child porn, of course. The world is better off without you doing it. Coal mining, building ugly plants which pollute, making all this products which nobody needs and nobody wants. Like it's better off without doing all that stuff. So, if one more man talks about infrastructure, like building an ugly building, building a polluting building, building some chain store or chain restaurant, selling freaking nonsense that we don't need it. We don't need it. So I feel like it's almost like 75% of what people in America do shouldn't have been done. Like, just don't do it. Like, do something else with your time, which is useful, which is actually useful to the planet instead of just putting money in your pocket, building any old freaking infrastructure. Like, use your head and do things with a conscience and work for companies that have a conscience instead of just because you made money. It was cool. It wasn't.